Hey everyone, David Nuno here, TexAgs Rewind, presented by T-Mobile. They want you to visit T-Mobile.com to learn how you get more value and coverage through T-Mobile. I'm doing a quick one because we're shooting Luchador here shortly, but I'll tell you this, the show was really, really good. Bob Sturm of The Ticket was on the show. We talked all things college football. Tom Hart, of course, as always. He was in the Bahamas with Coach Cal there and the whole drama that happened with Mark Stoops. We had Billy Liucci in studio. We talked about a little bit about the scrimmage and just the big picture, 22 and 22, with Max Johnson being our number 10. It is TexAgs Rewind. OB, number 10 is?
Max Johnson.
Yeah, and while people are reading into this saying, oh, that means Haynes is a starter, we're not ready to say that at all. I think what we're saying is that upside / what we project this year to be, Max is our number 10.
I've seen Max play. And I tell you what, it was the most impressive thing about Max is that he stood behind a sieve of an offensive line, got beat up, got knocked down over and over, completed a huge fourth down pass for a first down, and took a team down to score a touchdown in, a minute and a half, and to win a game. And he'd been sacked a couple times on that drive and still won it. So he showed something there. I saw him run a little bit. He's not a bad runner. He's not spectacular, but he can be productive. But I think what sticks with me with him is that he was just very tough-minded.
Yeah, he was very tough-minded, and I think he's going to throw some meaningful passes for A&M this year. And that's not to predict anybody's doom or gloom or anything like that. I just think when you got a talented quarterback room like that, and you play in the SEC, it's all hands on deck sometimes. And not saying that they're going to platoon quarterbacks. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying I wouldn't be surprised if Max throws some very meaningful passes for this team.
I wouldn't be surprised if they do, that they're going to occur in the first couple of weeks. At some point, you got to pick your starter and just go with him, right?
And we think that'll be soon, right? In the next 10
I think
days?
it's going to be. I think it'll be. My target date would be next Monday.
Yeah. We got Bob Sturm here on from the Ticket in Dallas on TexAgs Radio. Bob, when you look at A&M this year, are you high on them? You know, preseason polls are going to have them up high. Coaches have them high. It looks like AP will probably have them high as well. How do you see them forecast throughout the season?
Well, I love the talent level. There's no question it's as high as it's ever been at College Station, and clearly the job of making sure you inject talent and great depth is happening. So that's awesome. I still have to fall back on, a old trope, I suppose, which is frankly, this sport to me is all about the quarterback position. And, you can mitigate that somewhat by having, 10 5-stars on the defensive line. I mean, you can cut corners to put less leverage on your quarterback, but I'm definitely coming off last year, with this team and following them closer than ever before with my daughter on campus, and just really getting into this program like never before. For me, I still need to see the quarterback move up to one of the best players on the field. And I feel like at times that can happen, and at other times I get concerned. And that's probably the last piece of the puzzle. So yes, I'm extremely hyped to be down there many times in Kyle Field, and and just to experience a fun season with high expectations and high talent. But this quarterback thing is going to have to come together pretty quick, because we definitely saw last year that the quarterback situation could blow up in week 2 with no warning, and now you're scrambling the rest of the way. And I hate to come back to the biggest cliche, but that's what it is. This is a quarterback sport, and the Aggies have to continue to make sure they're fortified there, but along with the rest of the roster.
Bob, you work with a couple of guys that haven't traditionally been high on the Aggies, let's just say. What are the holes that they're picking at A&M this year beyond quarterback?
Oh, just history, right?
Yeah.
I mean, if you are a critic of this program, you've got an entire comedy set, stand up of all of your jokes, and that's that. Hey, I enjoy it. I really feed off the idea that people default to 8-4 and the Alamo Bowl or whatever you want to say. I mean, clearly, the onus is on A&M to continue to swat down what people say about the program. But honestly, look, the way the Hatfields and McCoys operate is there's never going to be a full concession that, hey, you guys have finally arrived. It's going to have to be on the football field. It's going to have to be in the form of trophies and all the things that people pursue in the sport. And so, there's no shortage of critics of this program. But I'm sure across the street or down the interstate, there's other schools that do feel like everybody hates them too. And so that's just the nature of the beast. And the critics are going to continue. They're going to have something to say at every turn, and it's up to this program to just be able to point at the scoreboard, and that's the ultimate silencer. And I look forward to seeing more scoreboard advantages here very very soon. Again, they're on the right path, but there is a considerable step or two to take, and we all know it.
You're around the team that's kind of been in the news a little bit. How's that gone?
Oh my God, what a soap opera! Yeah, so Kentucky basketball just wrapped up a 4-game little mini international tournament down here yesterday, and the news with Cal and Stoops came out like right off the bat, like just they got down to paradise, and John Calipari wanted to sell his idea for a practice facility to the local reporters who were here, and he admitted later he misspoke, but he took a shot at the football team to try and reinforce the fact that Kentucky is he said basketball school. I told him later, I said, Cal, you would have had far fewer problems if you would have referred to it as a basketball state, right? I think most minds would agree that Kentucky, with their history and the bluegrass, that's a basketball state, much like Texas is a football state. Alabama is a football state. But he took a shot, and Mark Stoops is, a Youngstown guy, which is a tough neighborhood, and he's a tough dude, and he wasn't going to back down. He was going to protect his real estate, and that's what happened.
They are a basketball school, though, right? Aren't they? Like, I know football pays the bills, but I still think they're a basketball school.
Yes, 100%, and I think reasonable minds realize that. However, in any work relationship, it's wise to play nice. And, if you say that the quiet part out loud, not only are you going to upset Mark Stoops and the football coaches and players, but you're going to feed all of those programs that are recruiting against them. And that's what coaches, that's their lifeblood. That's what they care about. Yes, they want to win. They're driven to win. They compete. But most importantly, what do they do day to day, 365 days a year, give or take, is they put their program in the best position to recruit and get the best players on campus. And if you interrupt that, if you throw up a roadblock in front of them, they're going to protect their turf. And that's how he stated it. The shame of it is that, it sullied the whole message was that they want a new practice facility.
On Saturday, the first scrimmage, so significant first full scrimmage, I think, of I wouldn't surprise me if they got 3 in before Jimbo named a quarterback. I mean, I know I heard you guys say maybe by next Monday, and I could certainly see that, but we're sitting here, and what's the date today?
Today is the 15th.
15th, and last year, I know
21st,
25th.
25th, okay.
Is because Granado, when I was on with them the other day, looked it up. Like, we were joking around about how they dropped the Haynes King thing when they were interviewing Jimbo, and they said, "Were you worried we were going to get you today?" I said, "No, because y'all are way too early this year." So they looked it up while we were sitting there. It was the 25th.
Right.
So it was barely more than a week. It was like a week and a half before the first game. So I have a feeling Jimbo's going to want to get the 3 scrimmages in, and we just finished one. That one, I think, Haynes had a good day. Haynes continues. It feels like every day for a week plus. People I talk to, kind of consensus will say, yeah, Haynes had a good practice. And here's the best part is I haven't heard one person, not one, all camp, tell me any of the 3 QBs had a bad day. I haven't had them come and go, yeah, quarterback stunk today, or Haynes King was bad, or Max Johnson was bad, or Connor's really struggling as a freshman. I've heard none of that. And for reference, for those that roll their eyes, and I have heard that over the years. And I have written when one guy's doing better than the other, or if a guy struggles he throws 3 picks in a practice. I've also withheld stuff, in terms of rather than just, bury a kid for a couple bad days, but I still hear it. So there's been plenty of times where these same sources will tell me, quarterbacks haven't been good, or they're struggling, or this individual's struggling. I haven't heard that once this camp on any of the 3. That kind of ties into what we were saying where A&M's quarterback situation – do I have a tag on my shirt? A&M's quarterback situation is so much better than it was a year ago. It's night and day difference. It's incredible where they're at. Along those lines, Connor Wigman, a lot of people out there this weekend, and a lot of people came away going, God, Wigman's the real deal. And I just think it's just such a stretch to think that Jimbo's going to start a true freshman over so much experience, A, within the system, and B, in the conference in the case of Max, because I just don't think you have to. I think you're in a position where, look, as the season goes on, if Connor is out there just ripping it up in practice and your quarterback play isn't where you want it to be or where you believe it to be, then you can make a change accordingly. If they're losing games, or I'm not comparing Connor right now to Trevor Lawrence, but something similar where you go, okay, even when you're winning, and Bryant had led them to the national title game the year before.
Right. All right, comment, like, subscribe, do all the good stuff. I'm going to cut it short right here. Thanks for watching TexAgs Rewind.